I'm in this place now where I embrace everything.
Mm-hmm. Not the Get Out place.
Man, it's just like I
you
embrace.
You ain't in the Get Out place. Huh?
I'm not in the second place. Don't say that. You in the second place? Now that you retired? No.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is, Kazim Famiwide. You could call me Kaz. And this is a Wave original by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Our guest on today's episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, one of the most talented brothers in the game. We've all watched his rise for a long time. Comedian, actor, writer, producer, saw his own TV show. You saw him break out in the instant classic Get Out, Free Guy, Uncle Drew. I mean, the list goes on. And you could currently catch him in One of Them Days, starring SZA and Keke Palmer. He's the man who stays blessed, booked, and busy. Welcome to the hook, Lil Rel Howery.
What
welcome,
up,
brother?
Thank you for having me.
Yo, welcome, man.
That's a great intro.
Hey, man, I try, bro. I try. I'm still getting used to this seat, bro. Still getting used to it.
Well, it's funny because I know I shouldn't been doing this, but I was looking at the teleprompter. And I like how you put your own spin to it. Everybody can't do that. People gonna read whatever they type.
Verbatim.
Come on, man.
Like hella hyphens. Who the hell is
I get real close to Ron Burgundy when it comes to this.
No, bro, you gotta be careful with that. Fam. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah. No, I'll read whatever is on there, but man, Rel, it's I peeped like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You was front row at a Clippers game.
Yes,
they were playing your Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
Yes, you are in Hollywood. Yes, you're in LA.
Can I tell you what happened?
But
though?
you pulled up in all Bulls gear.
They tried to kick me out my seat.
I would have too. Shit,
yeah. You
came up in my arena with all that bullshit.
It wasn't a free ticket. It wasn't. If they gave me a free ticket, I would have understood that. Right. But I've never heard that. I've been wearing my Bulls gear to Clippers and Lakers games since I've been living in LA. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm literally sitting there, right? And I can't believe this happened, man. This is real tough. I'm sitting there, man. I got all my Bulls stuff because I picked out my outfit. You know what I mean? I'm like, I know what I'm gonna wear my Bulls, and I didn't wear all the Bulls stuff because I wanted to wear my jacket, but it was a little warm outside, so I didn't wear it. But I get to the seat, and they seem like this young dude. He's like, yes, you can. You have to take off. I was like, no, I don't, fam. Like I went straight Chicago. Like, bro, I ain't going nowhere. You got to bring somebody over here with a suit because he out on a regular outfit.
They told you that you got to take it off?
They told me I had to take the jersey
Somebody
off.
From the Clippers organization?
Somebody from the Clippers
and
organization.
And y'all playing the Bulls.
But then they sent two people with the suit because I said I would have somebody with a suit. I was joking, but I had somebody with a suit tell me to move. You know what I'm saying? Because I bought this ticket. And so they came over there and then they asked me to come to the side. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing about it. This is after the game has went on for 2 plays.
Yeah.
I could see the Clippers owner, I'm not even lying, kind of staring at me from the other side of the court like, dang, they didn't let do because they got something called the wall, I guess. It's called Clippers fans or whatever. And I sat there and the dude with the suit came over and they go send the 2 black people that work for the Clippers organization. Right? And so I'm talking to him. I'm like, I hear y'all, but I bought this ticket. Yeah. And they didn't tell me I couldn't wear this. I didn't even know what he said. This was my first time in Intuit.
Yeah.
I was already irritated because they got a whole new system where you got to like put your phone with your face on it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's just crazy.
It's technology like that?
The Intuit Dome, you got to download the app. They got to do this whole joint.
Put your ticket on there and your face, and then they got to scan it. So it's just stupid.
They scanning your face.
It's too futuristic. And it was they had like an old black lady working the scan face thing. She's like, I don't know, baby. I just used to tear tickets. But yeah, that's a true story. But yeah, they did kick me out. So this is what happened. I said, well, I'm not moving. And they was like, okay, what can we do? I said, well, you have to give me another courtside seat. I'm not going to it. Like, I think they wanted me to go to behind the bench. I'm like, I'm not sitting behind them. I paid for a courtside seat.
You're not a guest of the owner, not a guest of the team.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, like Lil Rel, man. What the fuck?
They had 2 seats where the assistant coaches were sitting. They whispered to them. The 2 guys got up, went behind the bench. They said, would you mind sitting? So I sit at the end of the bench, which honestly
was better.
One of the best seats I've ever had since I've been at a basketball game.
Okay.
And so like just to be in the huddle and just to watch it, I was so, it's so many of my friends that was there taking pictures of me because I look so happy. I look like I was going in the game. I kept like trying to act like I was taking my shirt off to go in. But man, that was a great experience. But I was surprised they really tried to kick me out of there.
Credit to the Clipper organization. They've been trying to go real hard about like fan participation in that arena. They built that wall.
Open. Whoever paying for something, You get your money first, then you make these rules. Ain't nobody showing up like that.
And who gonna be disrespectful to, you know what I mean, as a Clipper fan to show up like that? You know what he coming for. Like, he coming to support.
I was only one
the home
person sitting there with my stuff on. Y'all was gonna kick me out. They was gonna kick me out. I was scared they was gonna move my car because I parked it like the little players VIP thing. Because I pay for everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't a free ticket. I bought my ticket. That's why I wasn't getting up. We call a dude fam. Like, hey, fam.
Yeah,
I promise
you know what it is. Yeah.
When I did this, I said, I ain't going nowhere, to be quite honest with you.
Nah, man. I mean,
that's embarrassing, though.
That's what they trying to do at some point. You know what I mean? Like,
that shit is embarrassing.
I feel like
they would have to get me out of there like they did Charles Oakley. You got to get me out of there like this.
Every usher was over there.
shuffles up on it.
And I would say that the black people was cool. That was like the security dude, big dude was like, hey, real man, they really trying to enforce that, but I mean,
but enforce what? What is the rule?
they want you to not be. So well, here we go with the scanning thing.
Okay.
If I buy another ticket, it's a chance that they won't let me. Once they recognize it's me, they won't let me in.
Right.
They gave me a little card that
so
said
you red
that.
flagged then.
I'm red flag.
They blacklist you from the Intuit door.
I'm blacklisted.
It's just over.
From Intuit.
And they just
You got into it.
Not
man.
getting into it. You're definitely not getting into it.
You are not really not getting into it at all.
I got into it at the Intuit.
That is crazy.
Yo, did the Bulls win at least? Did the Bulls
we
win
won
that
that
game?
game.
All right.
And I was talking cash shit.
Oh,
I was
man.
talking so much trash on that end of that bench. I was at the coaching staff.
Okay.
I think I challenged to play. I'm like, yo, y'all.
So, yo, talk to me, man. Your Bulls fandom, super strong. Won't even let you get kicked out of the Intuit Dome, bro. You was down the ride for your Bulls.
It's way too strong. It's actually sad that it's so strong because, you know, this shit is tough to watch. And like wifey, if she was here, she'd tell you because I'd be trying to fight myself because I get too. You would think I'm gambling on this.
You're a fan, though.
I'm just a diehard fan who used to live down the street from the United Center.
I'm the same way with my Knicks, man. I get it.
So it's weird, you know, watching Billy Donovan keep a job. I don't know why that dude is not on the hot seat out of any coach. I think he got to be paying the Bulls to coach.
Oh, man.
But how does dude don't, like, nobody ever talk about firing this dude. I don't get it. I don't get it. I remember at one point I was staring at him at the end of the bench. So you can just let these referees just do whatever they want to us, huh?
So as a fan, if you was like, if they say, yo, Rel, you come put this team together.
What?
When you would look at this team, the current state of that team, and say, what would you say y'all need now?
Let me tell you something. That's a dream question, brother. That's somebody, I always want somebody to ask me this. And damn it, now I can say what I got to say. Because what I want to do, I want to be either the GM or the president of basketball operations, right?
Okay.
Do that right now.
I'm passing. Okay, first of all, we firing Billy Donovan.
Damn.
He's gone. Him and the assistant coaches seem like nice guys, but they got to go too.
Okay.
You know
Who you getting to coach the team?
Mike Brown.
Okay.
I like that move.
I love the way
Mike
he
Brown.
put that Sacramento team together. Because I like the pieces at the Bulls, to be quite honest. We got some young talent. They athletic. They can score. They just don't have an organization, man.
Yeah.
They don't run no
Kobe
real
White.
plays. And even with Vooch, he's having a good. See, now y'all know I'm really into, but Vooch is having a good year.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
You know, and so like, I just really feel like just Billy Donovan, he's just not organized.
You know what
man.
it is? Your Bulls are at that uncomfortable part of a team where it's like your best player and your highest paid player is looking to probably get traded, and they trying their best to.
Vooch is on the clock.
Shoot, by this time he might have been traded already.
Yeah, I mean, I love Zach Levine, but it won't change what
I'm talking about Levine, not Vooch.
I watch every game. And so maybe I'm too, and I have to have this conversation with people. They're like, well, who else could they get? Like, they got people. It's just like, it feels like this is still the team that they put together for Lonzo, right?
You need structure.
Before he got hurt. Now that DeRozan is gone, like, let's just get rid of it. Let's just break, which breaks my heart, right? Because,
it's been a good ball brother year, though. I mean, I'm just happy to see Lonzo play again.
Lonzo looks great, but it's not the same team that was put together for him.
That's a fact.
That was his team. That team was put together for him.
It was supposed to be Lonzo running that point, was Levine, DeRozan.
And they looked so
Vooch.
good until he got hurt.
Yeah,
he got hurt.
Yeah.
The Bulls was like, they could have been, don't talk to me about that. It's only a couple disappointing seasons in my life. is when Lonzo got hurt and it's when D-Rose got hurt in the playoffs.
Oof.
I haven't got over it. Honestly, I'm still really messed up about all that. And your Knicks One of the worst calls of all time is when Mike left the Bulls, 94, Knicks versus Bulls. They called a stupid foul.
That's a fact.
On Horace Grant.
Yeah.
When he challenged the shot for Greg Anthony, Greg Anthony got those 2 free throws.
You don't think that was a foul?
Bro, it was a foul.
No, it wasn't a foul.
It was a foul.
You don't think that was a foul?
I'll tell you something crazy. I was a kid, so back then, after a certain time, we had to turn our TV off.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't watch. So we had to listen to it.
Yeah.
So you're hearing the radio announcer go crazy because he's like, "Oh, the Bulls went, no, that's disgusting. They call a foul on Horace Grant." We try to be quiet in the room because we don't want to get whooped. Like we hear my mom, because my mama smokes. She was like, "This is bull crap," And we all. It was so crazy. That's one of the worst calls.
Listen, man,
that could have changed. I don't even know if Mike would have came back.
If it's in the first quarter or the fourth quarter,
he probably still been playing baseball.
Got call it, baby.
He didn't touch. That's a terrible call.
All right, so you
at
watched
that point in time, if you see that play right now, you've never seen that play, what would you say? Is that
what
a
I'm
foul?
saying now?
Tell the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. It wasn't a foul.
Come on, son.
First of all, it was a terrible shot by Greg Anthony.
Those are the breaks. I ain't even mad.
Oh, man. I can't believe we talked about that.
So you watch a lot. Obviously, you're a lifelong Chicago Bulls fan.
I'm a basketball fan.
Your favorite iteration of the Bulls. I know you got to see 6 championships. You got to see some really good 2010 teams with Noah and Rose, Boozer, those guys. Obviously, Lonzo getting hurt. This team probably doesn't qualify. But do you have a favorite iteration of the Chicago Bulls that you ever watched?
Let me tell you something. It is something about that 93 team. They was so, because you still had John Paxson there. BJ was, coming into his own. Horace was still there. That 93 team was one of my favorite. And then the 98 team too. It's just, I'm too attached to what this is. Like, like when I watch The Last Dance, I get emotional. I at least watch it 3 or 4 times a year. I get I get like teary eyed for the Rose stuff. Like
I ain't gonna lie.
Even when Mike cried, like, I was like,
that's the scene when they show him running the sprints, and he's like, "Yo, man, this is how I wanted to play. If you don't want to play like that,
hold on. Do you know
I was like, damn, Mike.
Do you know the fun fact? That was the first question they asked him.
Really?
For the whole thing.
I had no idea.
So he cried. That was the first question.
So he cried off back.
That's why they didn't even know what to do. When he said break, they all was still there like this.
You see, that's why
they never talked about him taking a break. He just said break and just walked away.
After one question. See, that's why that whiskey cup was there the whole time.
That's that long ass Trinidad cigar he had in his head.
Oh man,
I'll tell you though, like
pineapple juice over there.
I'll tell you though,
Mike get lit now. Like, did he drink like that when he played?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one.
I ain't playing this era.
Exactly. I want to know.
He had the sunglasses. Remember in 93 when he got interviewed by Mara Shah. He was mad. No, I'm gonna say this. No. If I was gambling, wouldn't they suspended me? Mike, take the sunglasses off. No, I'm not taking them off.
It's a hobby.
My eyes are extremely red. You gotta elevate your game. You gotta play hard, do what you gotta do. I love Michael Jordan.
Oh man, the greatest. Your Oscar career. I mean, it's been insane opportunity after insane opportunity, and your love of not just comedy but basketball always sort of like ties through. Obviously, Uncle Drew. You know what I mean? That was an incredible film, but not even there. You appeared in Space Jam as well, and you've got to just really interact with a lot of basketball players who want to dip their toe into Hollywood. Yeah. Has there been a favorite sort of ball player that you've got to share the screen with?
I'm gonna tell you something. So I like a lot of them in Uncle Drew, but you know who really is really talented is Chris Webber.
Really?
Wow, man.
What was Chris Webber like?
He was so funny, man. When he got into character and got the stuff on, man, he was brilliant to watch, actually. It was kind of crazy because I was giving out tips and stuff to people, but like
I was giving tips and stuff out.
Chris was like crazy. And that's weird because that's one of my favorite power forwards of all time, actually. Like, for real. Like, he's like my top person. That was somebody I was kind of nervous to meet. Our first table read. It was weird because he was saying the same thing about me. Like, he said it to me first, like, dude, I'm a little nervous, but I'm a big fan. I'm like, what? I've been trying to figure out what I was going to say to you today. I picked out my outfit for the day.
Yeah.
You better be surprised I didn't find me a Washington Bullets jersey with you on
And on top of that, Chris Webber, it doesn't surprise me that he was good at acting because he was one of the dudes growing up that I feel like people knew outside of basketball that wasn't like Shaq also. You know what I mean? Like
culturally.
Fat he was such a cultural player, like Fab Five, dating Tyra Banks, you know what I mean? He was producing on Nas albums.
He was rapping.
Like he would just do cool shit all the time. So like,
and he would do it cool. See, like Chris Webber never forced his cool.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it. It's like you too. Like it's like certain people who just like y'all just don't force it, right?
Yeah.
Some people I don't think they force it, but like Shaq was always like Shaq fool, you know. He's
very
Shaq,
in your face with it.
Yeah, but like Chris Webber, like y'all super chill.
Yeah.
And I've always admired that because then also too, that's what made y'all make y'all like crazy angry faces on the court.
Yeah,
y'all wasn't
that nigga mad right there.
Man, like leave him alone.
Now, C. Webb was a bad man.
C. Webb was so like it was so funny because when the 5-5 was so I was just rewatching that. Look, I'm a sports guy, so y'all can hear me now.
Oh no, we get into the sports today.
Yeah. So like the 5-5 documentary, I just rewatched again. That was just so. I think we just really forget how crazy that was. How they changed.
They changed sports,
man.
They changed sports overnight. Black socks, black shoes, ball heads,
and the shorts. It was just fly.
It was fly, and also I never looked at it at that time of like racially, what that was doing. I just thought, blacks, the Fab Five, like these niggas is nice. I never really put the racial part of it alongside of that, man. And that's a major, major part of the Fab Five.
I'm gonna throw some at you with that too, because that was one of the first times, I think even in basketball, we felt the overwhelming blackness of it.
Yes.
That was a team that all black people rooted for.
Yes.
Like for real. And I don't think we ever, even to this day, it's never really nothing that existed like that. It's almost felt like they put one of us on one of those teams, like Green Hill on Duke or something like that. The 5-5 was like, that felt like us.
And on top of that, college basketball is big now, but for some reason back then, when you had to spend time, like you see people spending 2 years, 3 years in college, being household names and all that stuff. College basketball felt so big back then. And here comes these freshmen, young black freshmen that don't dress like nobody.
From Detroit.
Bro, come on, man. And they hooping, running through the tournament, getting to the chip back-to-back years. It's insane. Like,
man, it makes me happy when I think about the 5-5. Like that was just a crazy. Yeah, some moments. I think now that I'm like an adult, and even now, like I got a couple dollars to go do stuff, but that's like, damn, I wish I had some bread there. Like, you know what I mean?
Go see them play,
yeah, just to go see a play, or just to be around whatever that energy is, because that was something we'll never see that again. You know what I mean?
You play against C-Web?
Yeah.
Which?
C-Web was like one of the first vets, like OGs, who was like, yeah, Lord, young fella, keep doing what you're doing. Like, you the nigga they love to hate. Like, like he was that to me. So to your point, like coming from C-Web was like, oh, he was in Philly.
Okay.
Oh shit, like word, like C-Web, you fuck with me? Like, fuck everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? C-Web rock with me because I knew what he stood for in the league, right? And we also we respected C-Web. C-Web was that to us. You know what I mean? To a certain community.
That's what you brought to Melo. Syracuse? That's Syracuse team?
Yeah.
To me, was another black team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, you walk around with your headband, and even the way I ran through it just felt like it's certain. Yeah. It is literally certain college teams and players.
Respect, yes.
Even the UCLA team with the O'Bannon brothers.
That's a fact.
That felt like that, right? It's just like certain teams that just
Georgetown.
And that's crazy. That's what that era ushered in the 90s, when you think about it, right? And when you think about like, that was top picks, it was everybody who had that swag to them. That thing. You know what I'm saying? Man, the 90s was crazy when it came about. And I'll say this, I don't care who hear this, right? I was a freshman in high school. I played basketball. I used to hang out with all the singers. I was the first person to tell everybody about Allen Iverson.
Okay.
It came from me. Because that's when they used to show all the random Big East games on NBC. And was Providence against Georgetown. I was like, who is this dude with the long arms and the crossover? Yes. He was killing.
Yeah.
Him and God Shamgard are two of my favorite point guards in college basketball I've ever watched.
Shamgard is special. Those are names. Shamgard is a name that don't get the credit that he deserves, man. These guards today don't even know who Shamgard really was and what he used to do. Like
hitting people.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big proponent of college basketball and its popularity, right? Like in a weird way, what C-Web made super cool, like as far as like being in college for like 2 years, you know what I mean? For as long as they did, having long runs, like keeping that team together. Melo sort of like made uncool. He was like, nah, we going over there for 1 year. And like,
that is a fact.
It's funny how it's like bounce about that way, right?
LeBron and Melo did it think about this, at the same time, right? We had somebody come from high school and somebody leave after their freshman year and won a national championship. It was just kind of like, all right, y'all know we finna do what the fuck we want to now.
I mean, when you think about it though, it's like how we build basketball stars, right? Like C-Web and the Fab Five, like you had to be dominant in college. You had to either have a deep Final Four run before the world knew who you were. And then like, here comes Carmelo, comes in 1 year in college, wins the Natty, and the same year that like the
greatest. Like the 6th seed?
We was what was it, 3rd seed that year?
3rd seed?
3rd?
He was 3rd.
3rd is still like 6th seed, really.
That's a fact. 3 and 10 is crazy. That game is crazy. That game is crazy.
We talked about the popularity of the game right now and like, you know, what the dunk contest needs to be and like how we make new stars and stuff like that. And it's just funny thinking of people like Chris Webber, who is like part of this culturally phenomenon known as the Fab Five. And then you have fast forward to Melo and Bron, who are like these two generational talents, but they did it in completely different ways. One comes straight out of high school, another one 1 year in college, takes him to the Natty, and then, you know, changes another franchise.
And y'all
like
came
that.
in the NBA like something. See, I mean, which is well about that Olympic team with you and Kobe and all you guys. It was just, it had some 5-5 energy to it to me, right? Where we just saw all these different people come together and then led by Kobe. Well, I mean, really, you probably, to me, was the MVP of that team more than anything, just because it wasn't just about, like, even though that game you went crazy in, but you did all the other stuff to fill in. You know what I'm saying? Rebounding, play some defense. Once again, guys, you would thought, I do not get paid for this. I got the NBA League Pass. You would think I'm a lunatic. I like rewatch games for no reason to see what offense they running. It doesn't make, I'm crazy.
We respect, so to that point, like, we respect that. Like, you know, we can sit down and we can have a basketball conversation because you watch and you observe and you know what I mean? Like you that's what you do. Most people that talk about the game don't watch the game, right? So again, we always talk about disconnect from athletes and fans. Like a lot of times that be the disconnect. Yeah. But somebody like, well, we can sit here and talk basketball all day because I know he put the work in to watch the games.
I'm gonna say this while I'm on here. This is probably the best podcast to say this. I remember telling my manager, and I kind of pitched this, I want to bring back shows like Inside Stuff. Because it was something very cool. It wasn't just about the highlights with it. It was like we got to know everybody personally. And you got to have somebody, Amar Rashad was a perfect host because he was cool and he was talking from the love of the game and the love of the athletes. I think they tried to bring it back one time. Grant Hill hosted. It was like, it wasn't the same thing. The same. You got to get somebody like me that like really like mess with this in a way where like, no, let's talk about everything. And then now we got all this stuff with you guys got these kids coming in the league and becoming all these great players. Like, yo, let's bring Inside Stuff back. Like this, I want to host Inside Stuff. Bring it back.
You gotta holler at Amar Rashad, man. You probably on the IP or something.
That's a fact.
Amar's still funny
outside
too.
Stuff, man. Fuck it. We got outside stuff. Fuck it.
I'm telling you, that'll be dope, man. I will have it because I want to do it for that and the WNBA. To be quite honest with you, because
that's the thing, though, man. Like, I feel like you need not just in the NBA, just in any sport, like. If you don't have an emotional connection to a team or a player, like they're not.
That's why the NFL is killing. Hard Knocks helps a lot.
Yes.
And that's a disconnect with in the NBA.
Yeah, you don't get to know them personally.
There's no connectability, you know, with fans and the players in the NBA. Well, like they tell you to go make an appearance. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's not a connection.
They act like y'all just rich athletes, right? And that's all we're seeing now. Like, even when you watch the Jimmy Butler situation, it's like, if you don't know who this guy is for real, you just like, oh, he acting like a spoiled brat. He's doing this, you know, but you don't understand it. Like, I feel like the disconnect, I'm telling you, Hard Knocks helps that.
Absolutely.
Helps football.
That's a fact.
Because even when you seeing people get cut, it brings back the humanity of it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, this is a dream.
Yeah.
So, like, I think the NBA, if they can figure out a way to do that, bring back Inside Stuff, I promise you, let me host it. It'd be great.
I'm telling you, it's a reason why I watch pro wrestling a lot, bro.
That's a great.
They give you the stories. They give you something to emotionally invest in. So once they about to hit the ring, now you got a reason to be like, this guy's got to win. This guy's got to lose. if you don't have that, the only connection fans have is like they parlays. Swear to God, like that's the only thing they have to against
That's
they
still
play.
not a connect. That's still dangerous.
Disconnect.
It's the it's the biggest disconnect, bro. You're just a number and a stat.
Like you
people.
don't make my parlay, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like that's the connection. That's
it's a definite disconnect with that shit.
1,000,000%.
I'm glad I got out before, right in time.
While we got you here, we love to get into your career, and we have a special segment on this show that we have with people like you called the 7 p.m. moment.
Ooh.
And it's a specific point in your personal life, whether it's professionally or personally, where you were at a crossroads and you had to make a decision on where to go that was going to, take you on the next step, an elevation in life or anything like that. Do you know when specifically your 7 p.m. moment was?
Wow, that's a great question because it's really more recently than any maybe in the last, it's a journey I started in the last 5 years, but really very aggressively in the last few years, like really taking, this is just being real and transparent. Like I remember watching movies like Get Out, and it's an exciting time and it's a big deal, but I didn't like the way I looked on screen. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize I done gained all this weight. And as soon as I get like this big stuff, I'm a chubby rail. Right? And so I was watching this stuff and I was like, damn, I look crazy. And I was going through a divorce at the time. So like, you don't know, you're just trying to like function. You're just trying to get through and do your stuff you love to do, but you don't realize like that's a part of, and it wasn't just the weight. It was just, I can see something, even though everybody was excited for me, I could see the sadness in my eye. I could see a lot of things I could see. And I started seeing it in back-to-back projects. And I'm like, dang, I gotta figure this out. And so I just, it first started when you just buying a Peloton and taking those rides. And then, I'm a man of faith. So like really just trying to build a better relationship with God and then going to therapy. When I started unpacking everything in therapy, it made everything make sense. And so I could say my 7 p.m. moment has been the last few years because this is the happiest I've ever been. I am so happy more than I've ever been in my life. And that's because I know who I am. I've been able to like, my mom passed in 2009 and I didn't realize I was still sitting in a lot of anger in that. And I never really mourned correctly because I was just trying to work to, whatever you do to forget about things.
Right.
And then like even with me, when I stopped drinking, that's been a huge accomplishment for me because I realized for me, there's nothing wrong with people that drink. Just for me, I didn't realize I was using that to just escape things. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in this moment now where I can enjoy everything and I can own up to my BS. I got a chance to do some big movies and big things. And some of that stuff, I didn't like the way I conducted myself a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just in a very hurt, trying to prove myself place.
Well, what did you think you did wrong or things you could take back as far as that time?
A gang of stuff. Even when I had my sitcom, I wish I would have trusted the people I hired more. But I felt a lot of pressure because it was called Rel. You know what I'm saying? It's on network TV, and I want to do this for the black people. And I just put too much on my shoulders, and it would have been nice to trust more people and not put all that pressure on myself. And even like just doing like doing movies and stuff like that. Sometimes with me, I always try to show my blackness because I'm one of those militant dudes too. Like you ain't gonna tell me. Shut up, director. This is how a black person talk, And so, but I could have did a lot of things better, right? And some of that stuff was in my Chicago-ness in me and growing up. And also, too, you get thrown in. I think athletes understand this, too. Like, when y'all become millionaires right away and people expect you to know how to do everything, and you don't. Most of us are first generation everything.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. So I'm not mad at the mistakes I made, but I'm proud of myself for recognizing everything I could have did better. And now I'm in this season just walking in, just doing better. I'm like, I'm about to direct my first movie and like, I'm understanding some of my relationships I had has like put me in this position to I could call. It's just, I'm in a beautiful place. I was able to meet like the woman of my dreams because of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to get in a good place.
Yeah.
I was in these streets, man. I was in these streets bad.
Yeah, took a lot of work.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the ladies. I was in these streets.
Yeah, I'm saying it took a lot of work.
I was about to say, like,
I know how you say it.
I know what you're saying.
I want you to be understood because you got quiet. You
What the fuck you say? It takes a lot of work.
You still in these streets?
Nah, I know this takes a lot of work. I'm in the house.
It was the face Melo. Melo was like,
I'm in the house.
He wasn't even looking at us no more. He just looked away.
I'm in the house, Jet. I'm in 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Let me tell you something. I'm like madly in love with wifey. Danella is just the best thing that's ever. But I had to get in a good place to even like attract that type of woman.
Right.
Like I wasn't even in a proper place to attract that. So like it's just been a beautiful, like everything that's happening now has been really cool.
You know, you said something earlier about being having the super black show and having my name on it. And, you know, there's only a handful of people that get the opportunity to have a network television show with your name
based off your material.
Based off your material. You know what I mean? I probably count on the hands and toes how many people got the opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you had too much pressure to not just do it for yourself, knowing that like, yo, not a lot of people get this opportunity. If I mess this up, they close the door behind you. You know what I mean? Was that sort of how you?
100%. All of that was a part of it. I mean, and look, at the end of the day, I was still able to create a lot of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got a chance to create a show with my friends. That was even crazier. Like with Jerrod, Carmichael, good friend Kevin Barnett, rest in peace, Josh Rabinowitz. Like we made that show on our own. I called Jerrod up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, how you feel about, doing a show with me? And he already had to do it. Was just, man, look, everything was still a blessing in disguise because I did want to open up a lot of doors, but that's what I'm doing now. Like I just did a comedy festival last year in Chicago. I did a comedy festival and it became one of the most successful things I've ever done. 65 comedians and the energy was beautiful. That's what made it beautiful. Not only did we have to sell, sold out shows, but like all the comics were happy. And it was when everybody's been beefing and all this stuff. And I wanted to create something that brings black comics together again. And look, we ain't all got to be buddies, but we shouldn't be, the stuff I'm seeing now, I don't like. I mean, I've been a part of some of that, but
right.
It's dumb. And at the same time, I mean, and this is just on my faith side, like, I remember always asking God, like, somebody should do something about this. And I've always been waiting on everybody else to do stuff. Like, all right, well, maybe Kev should do it or Katt or whoever. But God was always like, why not you?
Do you think there's too much division between black stand-up comics as far as like the highly successful ones, yourself, Katt, Kevin, those guys?
Yeah, I think it is. I think I get it because, look, it's competitive, right? And when everybody's sharing the same dream, it can get really competitive.
Absolutely.
But then you guys hit a certain point where all of y'all really successful.
Yeah.
And it's tough because what happens is the public is instigators, right? Like everything.
Hey, it's facts.
It's just honest God truth. So like, if Katt going in like that, and everybody like, oh, he telling it. That's right. He telling the truth and this and that. Look, beefs happen all the time. A lot of people don't like each other, but you never see the white comics airing it out like that. They keep it inside baseball. The audience don't need to know all the stuff because some of that stuff is stupid.
Right.
And be honest with you, for me, it's tough to watch because, once again, these are OGs to me. And I don't want to see Katt dissing Sid, who opened up a bunch of doors for a bunch of people. Like, what's the point? Over a joke?
Yeah.
That was like a Best of Comic View joke? Literally, if you watch a Best of Comic View episode, you'll see 6 people telling a joke about the car thing. Like, bruh, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, it's what I want to see. Look, at the end of the day, because we're watching it now too, and I saw Ali was here, right?
Yep.
And he talked about him and Katt, and I love Ali Sadiq. That's actually one of my homies, you know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite comedians. And it's something beautiful about watching one of your friends step into their own of greatness.
Do it too, yeah.
Yep.
But greatness. Though. I went and saw him at a theater in LA. He didn't even know I bought a ticket.
Yeah.
And I sat there and watched him sit on the stool and just tell stories and had that audience riding with him. It's like, oh, I'm watching my friend become one of the modern day versions of what we saw with Cosby, who could just sit down and do that. And shout out to Ali Sadiq. And so, like, watching, when you have people who come before us beefing and talking crazy, it don't make sense. And like, and shout out to Katt Williams. Let me say this.
Yeah.
Katt, I'd say that and I won't mention you ever again really after this. Brother, you just bought land for a studio to open a studio. You have to get along with people to contribute and help you do what you need to do with that studio. If you got a problem with somebody, just talk to them about it, bro. Ain't nobody mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you're too successful to still be talking shit about people. So yeah, I'm just tired of seeing it, man. Like because recently I saw the Jamie, and I'll say this, I like what Katt is doing now because now he's doing it on the stage.
Right.
Like if you're gonna talk shit, I'd rather it be in the comedic platform because now the audience don't know what they can take serious or not.
Yeah.
So we can keep it as a joke. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, because even the stuff he said about Martin was kind of wild. It was just like, Jesus Christ.
I mean,
man.
all right. So I don't want to drag on it, but you know, that was such a big touch point in like just black stand-up comics. Just like I felt like everybody's reaction to it was super interesting. And you know, it's been over a year now. You know, Jamie said what he had to say. Ali said what he had to say. Like a lot of people have said what they've had to say, but you know, a lot of times you guys end up in the same rooms. A lot of times you end up working amongst the same people. Like, do you ever feel like, I guess, for lack of a better term, that same energy is different when...
Let me tell you, I'll tell you a quick true story, right? And I'm glad I could actually say this because, so we was all at the Netflix is a joke brunch, right? And Katt is still on his page. I don't even know why he was recording me, you know what I'm saying? And my girl... And he went on to be like, oh, basically I was in the same space, but I ain't say nothing to him.
Right.
What he doesn't know is, first of all, I was flying out that night to go to Chicago to a funeral because my aunt just passed. So I kind of forced myself to go to that brunch, but I really wasn't.
You wasn't trying to be outside
I was
like
kind
that.
of sad,
Right.
honestly. First of all, I didn't even recognize him because he had on this silver outfit. And so I'm like, that's Katt. And so I tried to avoid it because to be honest with you, I wasn't in a place to have a regular conversation because it would have been two niggas fighting at the Netflix brunch because I was in a weird place. I wasn't in the morning. I wasn't in a place to hear. Like if he just said something crazy to me, we would have looked crazy and on TMZ. I'm just being honest. That's just where I was at. And so I kept avoiding him on purpose because I could feel my energy. You know how you get that nervous energy? Like if you're around the right person, you know, like
your body will tell you when you shouldn't be around.
Your body tell you like, man,
people.
this ain't the place for this shit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this at Ted Sarandos' house, the head of Netflix. This is crazy. And so like with him, he looked at it like, yeah, everybody, no, ain't nobody scared of you. This ain't the place for it. Because the crazy, I was actually surprised to see him there because he talks all this stuff about he don't go to industry things and all this other shit. And he was there. You talk all this stuff about you don't participate in the industry stuff. And you were at the president of Netflix, everything you said about the rest of us going to, and you were sitting there in the silver outfit. So it's just like, look, man, I'll say this again. It ain't no beef with nobody. Like, it's not even just can we all get along, but like, can we all just get this money together? Jesus Christ. Everybody too talented to be, and y'all too successful.
It felt like when I was growing up watching a lot of black comedy movies and TV shows, everybody did everybody else's shit. It felt a lot more communal. I'm not, you know, I have no skin in the game at all. Just from the outside looking in, watching TV, if I was watching Martin, an episode of Martin, I know eventually I'm going to see like 8 dudes from Def Comedy Jam on an episode throughout a season.
Isn't that paying homage in a sense?
Yeah.
I mean, if you just steal somebody's shit and plagiarize it, that's different. But
that's different. But
if you just paying homage.
Paying homage is different.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it just feels, you know, I'm saying I agree with you. I'd like to see a lot more of, you know, the comics that I like doing more things together.
I think that's what's happening too. I mean, like the movie I'm directing, and I'm starring in it too, but like I got like Tiffany Haddish and I'm gonna announce some more. Because also too, this is what I love about One of Them Days, to be quite honest with you. Even though me and Katt wasn't in those scenes together, I do like that we're putting comedians back in these movies and roles of being like the funny people. Because like a lot of times they'll just only cast comedic actors or somebody else. But I think it's time with these comedies, if you want to find a success in them again, let's put the comedians back in place to do their thing. So in my movie, our 4 leads are all comics. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason for that. And I'm telling y'all, like, I can't wait for y'all to see this movie. It gives me goosebumps every single day getting ready to do this. It's a comedy horror film and just even dealing with the special, all the small things. I told y'all, like, I'm in this place now where I embrace everything.
Not the Get Out place.
Man, it's just like I
embrace.
You
ain't in the Get Out place. Huh?
I mean, no, I'm not in the second place. Don't say that. You in the second place? Now that you retired? No. Did you say you don't leave the house no more? You drinking tea?
I don't leave the house and drinking tea.
If I tap that cup, you go, no.
We can always start again. That's the quote on the day right here. We can always start again.
No, but I'm in a great place, man. Yeah. Like I'm really enjoying every aspect of what I'm doing. I truly do want all of us to figure this out and work together.
Do you think you're You mentioned how you couldn't really enjoy Get Out because of you saw the pain in your face. Do you feel like you're in a better place now to do a comedy horror movie?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a good place to do it, but it was like, it was just me realizing what place I was in personally.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying, now I'm in a place now where I can receive the accolades. It was tough for me to receive some of that then because I didn't feel great about myself. There's a lot of reasons why I probably could have been like, even just at that time, because I had specials out and stuff like that, and I could have did all this PR stuff. I was running away from PR stuff because I was I didn't feel comfortable with who I am. I didn't even want to be on a magazine cover. I just wasn't.
Well, you look like you're in great shape now, man. You know what I mean?
And I love to say this too.
Peace, man.
Yeah,
it's not even just about the. It's not even just about the weight. It's like I feel like I got a glow on myself now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so comfortable in my own skin. You know, I ain't perfect, but like I feel good about me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's all you can care about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. People feel that energy, though. You can feel that energy.
Oh, I appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about sharpening your craft, man. Obviously, everybody learns from everybody. We know you got some comedy OGs that gave you some game along the way. So let's talk about Masterclass to help find your way. Talk to me about some of those OGs and those moments that have sort of put you on this path, either comedically or in acting or now, directing films.
Dude, that's a great question, man. Sid the Entertainer, shout out to Sid, first of all. And he showed up a couple times. I used to tour Sid, and Sid kicked me off the tour. And it wasn't that I was doing anything bad. He really pulled me to the side, was like, I can see more for you. You're going to be headlining one. You don't need to be.
Sure ass out of here, man.
Promise you. No, that's literally what he said to me. He set me down because I was mad, and I'm like, I need the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was like, no, like, I can see you. I know where you're going, bro. You got it.
Yeah.
So you can't, if I keep you just kind of being up under me, you ain't going to really move like you're supposed to. And then, when I got my, the Carmichael show, and I came to LA, I just called Sid to let him know I was in town. He had me come on a Soul Man set and walk me like through his set to show me how to do sitcom rehearsals. And then he gave me game. Man, Sid the Entertainer, like, and that's why I guess like I get defensive when people say wrong things about people. That dude has looked out for so many up and coming comedians, whether it's just advice. I mean, even the way I started doing contracts was advice he gave me while I was able to do more than one thing at the same time. It was just certain language, you know what I'm saying? So like, shout out to Sid the Entertainer. JB Smooth is like one of my favorite people in the world. Is my big brother.
Big Nick fan. Shout out JB.
Oh, JB's a huge Nick fan. He like, look, I love the Knicks. I love the motherfucking Knicks. God damn, I love the Knicks, bro. Remember that time John Stark dunked Michael Jordan, everybody? That's JB.
Shout out JB. Oh man!
I'm gonna tell you what it is. No, that's one of my favorite people is JB Smooth. That's actually how I learned how to milk a joke is from him.
Yeah.
Like that dude would milk a joke until it's like done. That's who I learned it from, is JB Smooth.
You sound just like him, man.
That's I'm telling you, like that's one of my favorite comics and people in the world. D-Ray Davis, shout out to D-Ray.
Shout out.
D-Ray coming up in Chicago as a young comic, that's who I worked under. That's who showed me how to hustle the game. You know what I'm saying? Like how to be a self-promoter, how to like put together my own shows, even just freestyling on stage, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to D-Ray Davis, veteran comics like George Wilburn from Chicago, Damian Williams from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And then I got people who really my OG for real, who I love to death, who I can't wait to just have a conversation with someday, is Eddie Murphy.
Oh. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy is like one of the most important connections that I would love to have, like, because he's the reason why I do this. It's because of Eddie. And so shout out to Eddie. And then let me say, shout out to Chris Spencer and shout out to Bill Bellamy also. And rest in peace to David Arnold, another great guy too.
Who's your guy?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie still got that like, he still got that MJ aura to me. Yo.
He's still
like, when Eddie walk in the room,
he's still
like,
Do you watch his interviews on talk shows?
Yeah,
he's funny.
I watch everything he says.
He just, without trying, it's hysterical. He was just telling a story about how they was like stuck at a snow store at Rick James' house. You could tell he's just telling it off memory, and I was in tears laughing watching. Eddie Murphy is just that. He really, to me, like we look at like, a LeBron James, for instance. Eddie Murphy was the first version of that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like coming out of high school.
Man. He was like 18 when he did SNL.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like his trajectory, like we wouldn't even have buddy cop movies and stuff without him.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be no Rush Hour or none all this if it wasn't for Eddie Murphy.
He's the archetype.
Richard Pryor will always be our godfather.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Eddie Murphy, none of us is better than Eddie Murphy. Even the movie I just did, the Dogman movie out coming out, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got to play this character named Chief. You know, and it's me just doing what he did with Donkey. Fast paced, you know what I mean? Just being funny and fast paced. That's what I was able to do with this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Eddie Murphy. I cannot, like, you remember the movie Malcolm X and Denzel played Malcolm X and he met Elijah Muhammad for the first time, he started crying? I promise you that's gonna happen when I go to Eddie Murphy house. If I'm ever invited to Eddie Murphy house, I'm gonna be at the doorstep in tears. He's like, man, what the hell you crying for? I'm like,
Shout out Eddie, man, the greatest to ever do it. Man, I know we spoke about it a little bit, but you know, you've done some incredible movies with some incredible people.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, from Get Out with Jordan Peele and Daniel Kaluuya, and even just Insecure, I mean, Bad Trip. You've touched everything. Tell me about some never before spoken stories from the set of Get Out.
ooh.
How did you feel after filming that movie?
I mean, look,
Did you still feel a little...
I know you was in a way mentally, but...
Well, here we go. No, well, let's just talk about that, how I felt about that. I was excited to get out, right?
Okay.
I remember like saying like Jordan, they gonna let you kill all these people, these white people, and they gonna shoot this? I'm in. No, not like that. But get away, because he got away.
Mad nervous,
Because he got away with it. You'll
he
never
did.
see that happen, right? And now the thing about it is the original ending, he didn't get away with it.
Yeah,
right?
I saw
which
that.
was so sad. So when he rewrote, because I remember watching the first time I ever watched the movie when he sent it to me before we did reshoots. I was excited about it, but I was angry, and I'm like, damn, if this how everybody else gonna feel after watching this movie, it feel like it's good, but it's just pissed me off.
Yeah.
So when he changed the ending to the way he did, it made me into this cool cultural superhero, just picking up my friend in a stolen car from the airport.
CS motherfucking A.
Man, how many times do you get a line like that? Like, I was happy I got my yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's what that was. You know what I'm saying? Like when Bruce Willis said yippee-ki-yay motherfucker and Die Hard, that was TS motherfucking A.
So some people is method actors though, right? Like, so like, were they still in mode?
Well, I kept trying to make Daniel laugh at the end of the movie. So in the car, you know the car when I do say TS motherfucking A.
Yeah.
And he was so serious.
Yeah.
I think they put some of the outtakes there, but a couple of times we had to I was trying to make him laugh, so I was changing that shit all the time. I said so many different things.
Could you give us some examples of ways he said it?
Oh yeah, I think one of the things I was like, he was like, I forgot. He's like, how did you find me? I was like, well, Auntie told me. You know, the one I've been trying to fuck. It was I was saying crazy shit.
Yeah,
and he would just be sitting there, and then after he yelled cut, and he'd just be dying laughing for like 5, because he had to stay like this. Man, but that dude is such an amazing actor, man. It was so many really good. I mean, Jordan Peele, like watching who he has become in his business, what that movie meant to the business. Get Out changed the game.
That's a cult classic.
That's why I met Kobe.
I wouldn't even say cult classic. It's an instant classic.
I met Kobe Bryant at the Gold Party.
Just watching it, I felt the way. But like, I always wanted to, I like to go behind the curtain, see how, like, what's the mindset of like having to play a role or roles like that and be in that mindset. Like, it's a psyche. Like
Daniel had to be.
That's what I'm saying. Daniel, that plays on your psyche a lot.
Well, I remember doing Judas and the Black Messiah, and Lakeith's character, Lakeith Stanfield, who also did Get Out with me, but he was in there, and he, in Judas and the Black Messiah, he plays the guy who set up.
Yeah, he read it.
And so I had to watch him battle with himself because he had to play that truthfully, right? But then still battling with yourself, thinking what dude did was messed up, but you had to humanize him. You know what I mean? That was tough to watch him, like, and I remember people would try to come speak to him. I had to be like, hey, no. Leave him alone.
Right.
That was tough.
That's a serious role. Like,
yeah. And I've had to do that. I mean, Bird Box is the only time I ever fell into that thing, but yeah.
Tell me about Bird Box too, man. That's another one.
I was so paranoid because, like, the way they shot the movie, man, this director, man, she kind of just had us. She had us all kind of. I was just in a weird place. I had to tell my assistant to let my kids know I can't talk to them for a couple weeks because I started talking crazy because I was in, like, we would shoot that movie in the Bird Box house and would never leave. We would have lunch in there and everything. Wow. So by the time you get out of there, you almost think that the stuff is actually really, I thought it was really happening. So I'll be at the dime hanging out, just looking at people like, I know it's about to end. What the fuck wrong with Lil Rel? Right? I was losing my shit, man. Like, if I didn't watch, I had to watch that Jim Carrey documentary that's on Netflix where he played Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
And he talked about how he got out of that. And I had to really, that was the first time I ever really dove in deep. I was fucked up.
I feel like I see so many stories about that where like guys that play the Joker, you know what I mean? Like guys who get really into like serial killer roles.
It's taxing though.
But you gotta figure out your, you know, and that's what's great about that Jim Carrey documentary is you have to find a way, because look, you are gonna take a little piece of every character and even some of these worlds, right? But you have to find a way to bring yourself back. And that shit could be tough. But like, I mean that Joker role with my man, how
you come back from that?
It's tough. A lot of people don't.
Come back from that. A lot of people don't.
I mean, Denzel did Training Day. Like you got to hear Paulette tell the story where she had to kick him out the house because he was still talking shit. He was talking, yeah, motherfucker. He's like, nigga, get the fuck out. So you back. This is not Training Day. You get out of here before I call all them niggas in the hood again and whip your ass.
Man. Insecure, man. You got to. Another cult classic, you know what I mean? Like, tell me about working on that show. I mean, Issa Rae, obviously one of the most accomplished, special people in the industry.
Me some Issa Rae.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
And like one of my favorite people, like even just some of the stuff I'm doing now, man, it's sitting down having lunch with her. And her being transparent and honest, which is what I love about Black women in this business, especially for me in this business. Every type of advice I got, I mean, outside like said in them, all the business stuff has been from Black women. They okay with sharing it, right? Because everybody don't like to share because people compete with you. So they don't share. Like Issa, Ava DuVernay, no problem sharing information. So shout out to the Black women in our business. But like Issa, being a part of Insecure, me and one of my friends was just talking about this. It was like, I've been lucky. I've been part of some really cool cultural highlight things. And that doesn't happen all the time. You know what I mean? So being a part of Insecure, I'm a big fan of this show. I got on, let me tell you something. Yvonne Orji, who's my good friend, called me. Shout out Yvonne. And was like, yo, we looking for, I've been reading with some of these people to play this lawyer role, but I think you'll be good for it. I was like, cool. And then I text Issa about it. And I was doing Carmichael show at the time. I had to ask Jerrod if I can have permission to go do the show. And I had the costume team give me a suit to wear. And I remember showing up and there was a guy there testing too. He was looking like, damn, Lil Rel, you finna do this shit too? And you wore a suit? God damn it. He had a regular outfit. Like, yeah, nigga, I want this. And so like just to be a part of that is still like, I'm still pinching myself. Cause I remember watching her first episode, you knew it was something special.
Oh yeah.
And we was this Essence when they showed the first episode, me and Hannibal Buress, which I could do a movie about me and Hannibal going to Essence last minute. He called me super last minute, like, yo, you want to go to Essence Festival? I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Craziest. It was so much, we got into so much shit. It was so much fun. But we got a chance to see it. And we didn't have tickets. We was just walking in shit. And just
those be the best nights though.
Man, it was Essence.
You got somebody who knows somebody you got the plug, you could.
We saw Tiffany become a star. That's when they shot Girls Trip. And her walking down the hallway with Queen Latifah and Regina, we was like, damn, Tiff gone. So watching Issa have her moment, and all of us came back the next year, all of us, because Get Out came out by that time. Next year, all of us was famous. Which was crazy. It was night and day. And none of us was like all new people just happy to see each other. Literally next year at the Essence Festival, everybody was just, we couldn't go nowhere. It was kind of fucking crazy.
That's a hell of a feeling though.
That's
what people you love, man. Like, and you excited about. And Issa just keeps doing shit. Like, that's why one of them days, like, just what that's doing right now, it's beautiful. We haven't seen this type of energy since Friday.
I was literally about to say that. I'm like, they made the Gen Z Female Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For this generation. Like, I'm so...
Easily. Just, they did a great, I mean, just Issa and she just knows how to like, you know, bring, I mean, the writer of the movie, you know, she did Insecure.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Issa
like...
gets it though. She gets it.
She say network next to you. And that's real talk. We always trying to chase, you know, people go to these parties like, I want to find the person that they can, no, I think that's one of the greatest things, but that's what made, where I'm at even today, I remember like being at the movie theater and watching a trailer with Tiffany, I think it was with Keanu, and then watching Jerrod Transformers trailer, And I was so excited for my friends, but you know what also it did for me? It was like, oh, I'm right there.
Yep.
Because these are the people I'm around.
you're in the room.
This is coming.
Yeah, you're in the room.
I be on one of these trailers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so like that's the most important part about networking next to you, man. Like I think we be just chasing the wrong stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, no, those people that's really sitting in that room with you, that's at that diner at like 2 a.m, and none of y'all really got no money for real, just more or less got conversation, maybe sharing some breakfast. You'll never forget that shit.
Never. Ever. One last one. Jerrod Carmichael, man. You mentioned him a lot during this conversation.
Yeah.
Incredible talent. Worked with him on his show, obviously. He had his thing with Dave Chappelle also. There's been a whole,
Yeah.
Talk to me about your friendship with him. You mentioned all these guys that you've come up with, guys and girls that you come up with. Your relationship with him is special. How's that like?
Man, like he's like a little big brother. So smart, so talented. I'm just so proud of Jerrod in so many ways. I'm proud that like, it's crazy when you've been friends with somebody for so long and you watch them really find themselves. I mean, it's kind of like what I was telling you about my journey. And Jerrod had a similar thing, especially, when he finally had the confidence to let, like, hey, I'm gay. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That took a lot, especially with him coming from, the South and his family. And, so, man, I'm so proud of Jerrod Carmichael. And then him putting out a special where it becomes one of the greatest specials ever done. A special won an Emmy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just so smart, man. And like, even just put me on Carmichael's show. That was big time. I mean, that's a network TV show. And, I'm thankful for my connections, man, my friends. Like everything I've gotten, honestly, is just through divine connections. It's been through straight hookups. I mean, that's why sometimes I do get irritated when, like, people love to be like, oh, people sell their souls and do. I had the most regular rise to whatever that you can think of. I auditioned, I got better, and I showed up, and I didn't quit. That's literally, and then I didn't shit on nobody. Jerrod Carmichael's a great person to bring up. Like when I first met Jerrod, he's one of the dudes, you ever see somebody who don't have no lining? That's how fucked up his hair was. He looked like a civil rights attorney when I met him. Like, would you at the bus boycott? That's how his hair looked, just being honest. But you never know who's gonna be what. So you gotta be careful who you talk shit to and who you rude to. I'm about to be like, people with the little round line and shit.
Oh God, no 90-degree angles to be found.
Civil rights lawyer lineup is crazy.
You know what it is. It's America's #1 segment. Fuck with it or fuck out of here. This is the portion of the show where we react to a trending topic and we decide if we're fucking with it. Yes, I'm on board. Or fuck out of here. Get the shit out of here. All right? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen. A Chicago Sun article stated, no players on the Chicago Bulls roster are untouchable in trade talks, except for rookie and slam dunk contest competitor this year, Matas Buzelis. Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
That's my guy right there, too.
Fuck with it. I love Matas.
That's my guy.
He's cold, man. Billy Donovan don't play him enough. Playing Patrick Williams all the time, Billy Donovan. Play the rookie. Yeah, I fuck with it.
I fuck with Matas. He almost went.
Donovan ain't playing the rookie, man.
Billy Donovan.
He would have went #1 in a couple of drafts, man. I remember seeing his name come up. He was #1 in his class for a minute.
He's so good, bro.
I don't know what happened, but the Bulls got a good one out of him.
He's talented, man.
Once again, Billy Donovan should be in the fucking hot seat. Please ask me about Billy Donovan so I can tell you, fuck out of here.
Oh, Bello, you fuck with Matas?
I fuck with Matas.
Yeah.
I saw Matas, in high school and on the AAU EYBL circuit, and you really get a chance to see the growth and what these players, the kids, what they actually become. So to see Matas from 9th grade all the way, just high school, his high school career, now going to the G League and then being in Chicago, I think he did something. He did it a different way of getting to the league. He could have went to any school he wanted to, but
he would have been a top pick too, I think, if
he would have been a top pick. But I think Chicago have something with Matas.
We got something as long as Billy Donovan plays him.
So, what's the question again? What was the question?
I was just saying if you fuck with it. Oh, fuck with it or fuck out of here. Every other Bulls player is fair game in trade discussions.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
They got to get Lonzo to Charlotte, man. Get Lonzo to Charlotte. Get the Ball brothers together, bro.
Lose Lonzo. I know we're gonna lose him, but
Lonzo should stay in Chicago.
I mean, I just want to see him and LaMelo play together, man.
We need keep Lonzo there and get rid of Billy Donovan.
Oh, bro. And to close us out, comedic legends and movie co-stars Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy will be bonded for life now that Martin's daughter will be marrying Eddie's son.
Ooh,
when asked who will be given the toast, Martin said that he plans on letting Eddie handle that part because he's funnier. Fuck with it or fuck out of here. Eddie Murphy would give a funnier wedding toast than Martin Lawrence.
Facts.
Yeah, I fuck with it. And it's no diss to Martin, because we know Martin's hilarious, but we know, like, Eddie's still Eddie in it, like, for real. So whatever he's going to say is going to be hysterical, and it's going to be honest. And Martin they should do it together. That might be better if they actually stood up there together.
Like a back-to-back.
Yeah. That might be the greatest toast of all time.
Martin tell you, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Let that nigga do it. Let that nigga do it.
Martin like, and who else paying? Who paying? Really, let's see, it's Martin's daughter.
Yes.
So really, Martin really supposed to be paying for the wedding.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's crazy.
So he probably like, look, if I got to pay for this shit, you're doing the toast.
Oh man, you can't go wrong though, man. Martin and Eddie.
That's gonna be
as your in-laws. That's a fun ass family reunion.
Wedding, bachelor party, just with. Wow, I kind of want to go.
Sick family tree though,
right?
That's gonna be crazy.
That's a sick family tree.
Do some weighing shit. Just start cranking out funny ass people just about DNA.
I always wonder why we don't have those combinations with the NBA and the WNBA.
I'm not touching that one.
Hey,
go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, just combo.
Yeah.
Angel Reese,
the Gene Pool. I mean, they got
single.
There's a couple out there.
Oh, wait a minute.
You saying create another league?
No, he
meant like cross-pollinate.
Super player.
Like a WNBA player and an NBA player to make a
super player.
I mean, they got Bam Adebayo and
I'm about to bring up. So
and Asia Wilson. I mean, that's a
Bam and Asia.
They come out the womb.
I'm not saying y'all got to get married, but make y'all super player.
A super player is crazy.
You know how athletic that baby gonna be?
Oh God! A shout out to Bam and Asia. Beautiful couple. Oh, Mel, let's wrap this up, man.
Yo, man. Oh, my God. That's also 7 p.m. Yo, Rel, man, thank you. We appreciate you, man. Like, you know, we didn't get a chance to give you your flowers on here, but that's what we usually do, man. So I just wanted to say, like, you are ingrained into our culture. You are somebody who we actually watch, who we've seen go through the struggles of becoming who you are today. So at the end of the day, I just want to say thank you for being a fan, being here at 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. We're glad that you came and graced the couch, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
We apprate you, brother.
Wow, I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
That means a lot coming from you too, Melo. Like, as you know, I'm a huge basketball fan, so like, weirdly enough, I rank basketball players more than any other celebrity I could meet. Like if Morgan Freeman said it to me, I'm like, all right, cool. But you know, if Carmelo says it, you know, if Charles Oakley give me some dap. I'm like, damn, I'm not. Charles Oakley gave me dap. Old shoulders. That's what I called him. Old shoulders.
Old shoulders.
Wild as hell, man. Gosh, this is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. A Wave original presented by FanDuel. You know what to do, man. Subscribe. YouTube. You know what it is. Press the button. Do it. Podcast channels. Like, rate, review. Do everything you can. It's the best podcast out. What else you need to know, man? For Carmelo Anthony, Lil Rel Howery, I'm Kaz. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace out from the hood.
Peace.